This video is brought to you by Gray Fox Strategic. Use code DA10 for 10% off your next purchase at grayfoxstrategic.ca.
All right, come on this side, guys. So failure to fire. As we're teaching this to other people, they may not fully understand why the gun isn't going bang when we intended it to. Generally, it's faulty ammunition, so primer's been struck, but the bullet didn't go bang like it's supposed to. Sometimes it's shooter error, improperly seated magazine. Sometimes it could be the gun is not functioning properly, so maybe it's a broken striker, whatever. There's variations of reasons why the gun goes click instead of bang. What we hope they take away from this particular drill is to feel the live trigger. So when they intend to shoot and they pull the trigger and they get click instead of bang, what we will see as instructors is if the muzzle dips a little bit with a little bit of anticipation of that explosion that's going off in the gun. So with this drill, it helps us with our, building our ergonomics with the movement pattern, tap the magazine to ensure it's fully seated, and then rack the action. So when I do this demo for you, what I hope you pay attention to is how I rack the action, and we'll try this out. And the reason that I've adopted this over the last probably 7 or 8 years is because it allows us to get a firm grip with the gun sooner, so we can be on target and on the trigger a little bit faster. There's nothing wrong with overhand grip. There's nothing wrong with slingshot. They're effective, but this is a way to get us 2 hands on the gun sooner so we can start shooting sooner. Okay, so the way we set this up, eyes and ears. Right now there's no magazine on the gun. We're just gonna rack the action, and then we're gonna place a magazine on the gun. And then we're in a relaxed position. The buzzer sounds. Buzzer sounds. I'm gonna draw the gun out, shoot, tap, rack, and then fire. All right, that's the idea. So tap, rack. When we rack the action, what you'll see here is I'm using the web of the hand. As we do so, we're racking the action with pressure on the slide to chamber that round. And then this enables us to establish 2 hands on the gun a little bit sooner. There's nothing wrong with this, except for the fact that the space now between my support hand and the gun is a little bit longer. Similarly, nothing wrong with this, except the ergonomics of the thumb now has to point forward to establish the grip, right? The way we set it up, we'll clear the chamber, put the magazine back on the gun, and then we're set up for the next repetition, all right? So one more time, if you just pay attention to the support hand. Draw the gun, shoot, tap, rack, fire. Finger on the frame, and we'll take that mag off. Then we're set up for the next rep. And then afterwards, we'll just tally up the live rounds, which will be perfectly fine. Yes. Question?
Just on riding the slide, like I see you're not, like you're letting it go, but do you find if you're teaching this to newer people that they have a tendency to ride the slide?
Yeah, they will. So they'll have a tendency to do a couple of different things. So in the load ready press check procedure that we taught 10, 15 minutes ago, and we just had this discussion where you'll see people will pinch the slide and they may ride the action because it's similar to the press check that we just shared with them. So where it's subtly different is when we're doing a press check, yes, we're pinching the frame of the gun, just take the slide at a full battery. This one, we want to be a little bit more aggressive. And as we use the web of the hand, we're keeping the heel part of our hand away from the ejection port. All right, so as we grab onto the gun, that's the idea. So we pinch it, and then the hand falls naturally into a 2-handed grip pointed towards the target. That's a good question. So if you see people riding the slide, easy correction. It may happen, and just let them know, hey, be aggressive with the gun. As you grab onto it, pull the slide to the rear, and then establish that 2-handed grip on the gun. In the rack, watch what I do with my master hand thumb. Tap. So I'm lifting my thumb out of the way a little bit so I don't end up with this. And sometimes that will happen. All right, so I just kind of get that thumb out of the way and I lock the master hand thumb. As we do so, the master hand thumb over top of the support hand. So we tap, and you just get that thumb out of the way, and that will help fill that space between the heels parts of the hand. So we have a good solid grip on the gun.